Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be reviewing a game that I played yesterday. Let's see how it goes. I first started playing move e4. Like this is my opening. If you know openings, you'll know which opening is this one. But let's go forward. I want us to go and review where the game takes direction because now it's just the beginning. So I'm gonna move ahead to go where the game actually takes a direction and see what's going on and go for it. Mm. At this position, I was trying to chase this bishop away, and I understand this point of coming there, but I don't really know what was going. I thought it was going to go back. Then he took my horse or my knight. They will call it, but I call it a horse, but most people call it a knight. So he took my knight. Then I took back with my queen. He played more like the Queen's Gambit, but this was further in the game. It didn't really matter. Well, it's not the Queen's Gambit. It's just it. This position is like position like the Queen's Gambit, but because of my pieces, my pawns are further. It doesn't. It's not like the Queen's Gambit. So went ahead. Let's go a bit forward, where the game really takes direction. Took back my. Let's go back there. At this at this point, the position is still equal. Nothing, no direction actually. The pieces are still in their places. Only my queen is in the advanced position. These pieces are still in place. Only there's no direction. The game is equal. It's basically equal at this position. So we're gonna go forward and see what happens. Well, I took that pawn that he actually gave me, but I was gonna take back with the bishop anyway. And he took back with his bishop. I moved my knight. I don't really know why I moved my knight this position. Maybe because I was just like bringing my pieces out so they can go to war. Let's go further. When you move this, like at this position, I thought maybe I should have moved the queen first to g3, so I can target that pawn there that was in that pawn in g7. I wanted to target that pawn, but I thought I would do it on the next move because I already moved at this position. So you move this knight. I didn't think he moved this knight because he saw that move. He moved this knight because he wanted to castle. So he actually did that. He castled. I moved it, then he castled. At this position, I was like, I didn't know if he saw my bishop that it can actually come there and threaten checkmate. Or maybe he did that move because he wanted to put his king at the safest space or the safest square. So I moved my king because I wanted to move this pawn here. I wanted to move this pawn here in front of the knight, the pawn on f2. But I first moved the bishop, of course. No, I moved this pawn first. What's going on? I moved the pawn. I didn't know that he would move his knight in front of the king, but he actually saw that move. I think I should have moved the bishop first before I moved that pawn. But this is a learning process. I'm just learning. So I play while learning. So let's go forward and see what happens next. Actually, I know what happens. I'm just, yeah, let's see what happens next. You played this knight on g6. So I played that pawn. So you move this pawn targeting, you move this pawn to f6, targeting my pawn on e5. I moved my pawn targeting his knight. I wanted to move his knight so I can bring my bishop to threaten the checkmate. So it took my bishop, my pawn, because there was that bishop at e6. So I took with my castle, of course, or my rook. whatever you call it. I call it a castle, but actually I call it a castle. Most people call it a rook. So let's go forward. It took my pawn at that position at e5. I thought we were gonna take with the other with his pawn on f6, so he can open up his rook. But I guess he chose the knight. So I didn't get to move the knight. He moved the knight himself. So I took the bishop to try and checkmate. At this position, the only way to protect it was to move his knight back. To protect this checkmate was to move his knight back or move his rook to f7. So I moved this rook to f7. But I think the best move or the more clear move was to move his knight back. I think that would have protected his position, but he protected with the rook. So move my rook to double up that file. At this point, the computer is saying that black is winning. Because if you're in the game, you don't see who's actually winning. The computer, because now the game is over, the computer reviews that the black is winning at this position. But depends if black does play the best moves to win this position. So you move this pawn, targeting, then it changes at this point. Now white is winning. It's actually like really it's winning right now because of that pawn that he moved. So I moved my mouse. Before that pawn move, I wanted to move my knight to e4 anyway. I guess he didn't really know that I wanted to move it. Maybe he was just targeting my knight. I wanted to move it to that position anyway. I moved back his bishop because I was threatening to take it. At this position, I was like, I calculated moves. Like I have a problem of like, I calculate a lot, and that tends to make me lose. Tends to make me lose on sometimes. So at this position, I was like, do the simple move. Just play normal chess. Move simple. But because it's me, I like to take the risk. I didn't know what I was doing. I calculated the moves, but I didn't calculate. I calculate like maybe 5 moves ahead. Then I stop there, where I should just go further and calculate to see where the position will be after I make that move. So at this position, I took some time. I was thinking, like, should I take that pawn there on f6 with the knight? Because because I calculated the move before he moved his bishop there. I don't know if he saw that move. I don't think he saw it. He was just moving his bishop just to move it to a better square because I was threatening it with the knight. So I took anyway. I took the I took the pawn on f6 because he can't take back with the pawn. He can only take with the bishop or the rook. So I took. That's actually a brilliant move, by the way. It's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move. At this point, white is winning. It's check. You have to accept the knight because it's check, and you can't accept with the pawn because the pawn is pinned to the king. So he chose his bishop. Of course, everybody is gonna choose a bishop. You're not gonna take with the knight because then I'll win the knight. You can take with either piece, but I'll win the knight for the bishop and the rook. So he took with the bishop. I took back. Brilliant move number 2. At this position, it's I'm taking if you moves the knight on the file or on the 7 file, the number 7 file, it will be a better position for him, I guess. But it took so it took he brought the queen because if you move the knight, it's checkmate. But if you moved it on the 7 file, you'll still be protecting the position. But he moved the queen to protect the knight. So I took anyway. I took the knight. This is actually a brilliant move. It's just the best move. It's actually a great move. Not There only had those two brilliant moves. I took back. Now I'm threatening checkmate. If you take with the knight, I take. It's a checkmate. You have to take with the queen. You have to accept, which means that move, the queen move, was a blunder. You have to accept. There's no. You just have to accept. You can't take with the knight, because if you take the knight, it's checkmate. At this position, the game was actually over. Actually, it was over. There was nothing you could actually do, because you have to take the. Of course, he took with the queen. I took the queen. Still, it's checkmate. At this position, the game is over. It's up to me if I will make mistakes. But of course, you won't make mistakes at this position. The game is actually over. So it took, of course, it took with the knight. Then I took with the checkmate. White wins, and that was it. This wasn't one. This was one. It wasn't one of my. This wasn't my best game, but it falls on that category only because I fought those two Prel moves. Prel moves are not easy to find. Actually, Prel moves that actually change the scale of the game, they are not easy to find. So for me to find those is actually, I think it's one of the best games that I've played. So this is the first. It's not the first. It's day one on my road to 2000 ELO. By the end of this year, I would like to be 2000 rated. And then next year we can focus on the other ratings. Well, thank you for watching, and please subscribe, like, and press that notification button so you can get notified every time I drop. Thank you, and have a great day.